All right, y'all. Come on in. We got some good stuff to cover tonight, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. This is one of my favorite Queen Bee's Bimbo News, where we finna call these bimbos out. Let me just ask y'all something. Where is these bimbos now? Do you hear them? Because I damn sure don't. But they had a lot of stuff to say when Trump decided to say America first, the country first, the people first, and all of the above. We finna go on over there and throw these things over here and destroy our sites just in case they may be even thinking about trying to put an attack on American people. Now, this is what they don't talk about, though. They want to scream congressional approval and all of the above and all this other type of stuff like they be doing. But ain't nobody going to talk about Obama as when he dropped over 26,000 bombs out in a single year. Wasn't nobody screaming nothing about that. Oh, no. Oh, wasn't nobody saying nothing about that, huh? It was quiet. But Donald Trump decides to go with a precise plan, y'all. Gets over there, in and out, do what he got to do. Not only that, now comes with a deal with Iran and Israel complying with a ceasefire. Then you got Nancy Pelosi, old tied hair ass. You didn't say anything when Obama went to freaking what was it? Libya. You wasn't saying a war vote then. Or when Biden's tail, y'all remember when he dropped strikes on us Syria, but what nobody talking about nothing. Ain't nobody saying nothing about that. They ain't getting no approval. They did it first and then then went towards doing the war vote afterwards. But y'all want to sit here and say that Trump is causing a constitutional crisis? Really? Seriously? Come on now. If we gonna do that, baby, let's call it all the way out. If we finna point fingers, then let's point them at each other. Because how y'all gonna sit there and say that that's something that y'all can do, but Trump can't do? Do y'all understand that these folks was threatening the American people, saying death on America and all this other type of stuff? You really think he finna sit around and let something like a 9/11 or whatever type of situation happen to the American people in our country again? Hell no. We voted for this. This is what we wanted. And this is what we got. And when we sat back instead of screaming out the side of our necks and just chill and let our president cook, this is the outcome that we get. A ceasefire. Within a few hours, y'all, they finna comply. Because they already know F around and find out. This is a president you cannot play with. Okay? You can't play with this one. Y'all can play with Biden and Obama and all the rest of it, but you cannot play with Mr. President Trump. Now, with that being said, y'all, I'm finna shut up. We finna dive into this video because this is also Bimbo News, but this is Queen Bee's News where we drag them lies on up out of there. Okay? We gonna drag them lies on up out of there. All right, let's get into the first one. And that's coming with your boy, coming straight from Wesley Hunt. Okay, that's Wesley Hunt TX on X. And we finna get into your boy, Obama. Let's go. Stop playing. Drag them lies out. Let's get it.
Today I authorized 2 operations in Iraq. Targeted airstrikes to protect our American personnel. Last night, on my orders, America's armed forces began strikes against ISIL targets in Syria. Today, the American people give thanks for the extraordinary service of our men and women in uniform. Today, I authorized the armed forces of the United States to begin a limited military action in Libya. That action has now begun. Make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time. It's going to take time to dislodge these terrorists, especially from urban areas. If the United States has Al-Qaeda, bin Laden, top-level lieutenants in our sights, and Pakistan is unable or unwilling to act, then we should take them out.
Oh,
Today I authorized 2 operations in Iraq.
Oh, hold up, because I ain't finished with you bimbos. Hell nah, because y'all came for the president and all that other type of ish. Hold on, dog. Wait a minute. We ain't done. We ain't done no outrage, no protest, no nothing. No nothing. Okay, let's keep it moving. Okay, so y'all think I'm playing. Let's keep this thing moving. All right, let's get into Nancy. Oh, tad hair, face looking, need to go back to the retirement home. She always pop up out of here when she don't need to pop up. I'm so sick of her. She had the audacity to come in and say something. Y'all coming straight from Finance on X. Fian on X. There we go. All right. If Nancy Pelosi said it must be true, doesn't need congressional approval. Let's get into what this bimbo got to say. I'm so sick of this bimbo right here. Look at her. Look at it. She need to go sit down somewhere.
So, Madam Speaker, Madam Leader, you're saying that the president did not need authorization initially and still does not need any authorization from Congress on Libya?
Yes.
Thank you both.
Thank you all very much.
What? So, Madam Speaker,
Madam Leader, you had the audacity. Okay, this supposed tonight. The president ignored the Constitution by literally engaging our military without congressional authorization. I join my colleagues in demanding answers from the administration on this operation, which endangers American lives and risks further escalation and dangerous destabilization of the region. Girl, if you don't sit down as much as y'all and put our American lives in risk and harm towards us, I know you ain't talking. I know you ain't talking. That administration ain't got to tell y'all ish, and that's why y'all mad. How dare you? Were you the same one that they ain't did no war vote either? Girl, shut up. Please, somebody come and get her to the retirement home. She is back on the podium. I don't know who gave her the mic, but if you looking for her, come get her bimbo ass, because we sick of her. Sit down somewhere, Nancy, and here go his old hairline to the back ass got something to say to Mr. Jeffries. What the hell you got to say? Coming straight from the Post, the Post. I'm sorry, yeah, PM on X. Let's get into the video.
Donald Trump and his actions.
Oh, Lord, here he goes.
Which do not appear to be consistent with the United States Constitution, takes unilateral offensive military action without seeking the approval of the United States Congress.
Is that so?
Use of military force, which is offensive in nature, must be approved by the House and the Senate.
But you wasn't screaming that when Biden got did them airstrikes in Syria. So what you want to talk about now? Why is you opening up your mouth now? You weren't saying that when Biden did it, but because it's Trump and y'all hate that man so much, he has to do an approval when clearly these threats have been going on, death to America. So he got to be the one to sit back and go get the approval while y'all can do whatever the hell y'all want to do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, y'all just got introduced to Trump era. F around and find out and see what the hell is going to happen. Let's keep it moving.
That's according to the Constitution. It's not optional, Donald. It's not.
Jeffries.
The framers of the Constitution actually gave Congress the power to declare war for a reason. So the American people, through their elected representatives, would have the opportunity to debate the issue.
When are y'all going to realize that the American people voted exactly what we voted for? And that was President Donald Trump to go in office and do exactly what he has been doing and showing his ass since he stepped in that Capitol and signed them executive orders right in front of his haters' face. We, the people, voted for all of this. Okay? As soon as you realize that, with that tight ass hairline, we keep things moving. Let's keep it going. Sick of these bimbos, y'all.
As it relates to what's in the best interest and the national security of the American people.
Oh.
Donald Trump and the administration chose to ignore the Constitution.
And for that, they got to cease
so
fire.
They're going to have to come before Congress and explain their justification.
They ain't got to.
For an offensive.
Y'all didn't.
Military strike.
Y'all didn't.
Against Iran.
Y'all didn't. Y'all didn't. Y'all didn't. They ain't got to do shit but be the president of the United States and keep y'all running with y'all heads knocked off. Let's keep this thing moving. You get a Bimbo Award. Okay, every last person I showed on here get Bimbo Awards, y'all. Let's keep this thing going. Now, here we go getting on this bimbo right here. The audacity for her old raggedy ass to be sitting up here. I fight for Planned Parenthood in pink, trying to get at my president, and you sitting here on the stadium talking ish. I'm sick of this one. Somebody call the retirement home. Tell them to come and get this bimbo, give her meds, and take her ass straight to bed. I'm not even playing. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's listen to what this bimbo got to say. And I fight for Planned Parenthood. Sit your ass down somewhere. Y'all, excuse my French, but these bimbos are pissing me off. Let's get into it.
Let me just put this in some context.
You ain't got to put nothing in context, girl. Shut up.
Negotiations were moving forward, and I give credit to the Trump administration. They were helping bring...
we don't want your credit.
...to keep Iran from developing a nuclear weapon. Benjamin Netanyahu has never wanted to rely on negotiations. He has wanted to engage in military action.
I'm so sick of these people.
He shoved the president aside and the president's negotiation and moved forward, and then turned around and managed to pull Donald Trump in, who in turn seems to be working hard to pull the entire United States into war in Iran. The Constitution is clear. Only Congress can declare war. We all understand there are exceptions when our troops are at risk, when our homeland is at risk, when Americans are at risk, but none of those apply in this case. What Donald Trump has done is unconstitutional, and we're going to have a vote this week in the United States Senate on War Powers Act. And this is our opportunity. It only takes a simple majority to reel back in Donald Trump and make clear to the world that the United States is not going to war against Iran.
Right, because they cease fires after Trump F around and find out. Let me get this straight. She's sitting here talking about warning people about risking their lives, yet repping an organization that ended almost 400,000 lives just last year. Shut the hell up, bimbo. You get a Bimbo Award. I'm sick of these folks. Now let's get into this old egg-headed shaped looking motherfucker right here. Excuse me, y'all, because I'm using excuse me. Because when I tell y'all these bimbos get on my nerves because they have so much to say, but where they at today? Quiet. Where they at? Quiet. We finna get into this, y'all. Adam, egg-headed tail, coming straight from Governor Eagle Man on X. Let's hear what he got to say. He's salty because he ain't know what was going on. Now, why in the hell would they let their haters know what they move is so you can go and run and tell it to the other old bimbos that's out here crying out loud? You mad because you missed it. And I don't even blame them. You a traitor. You a snitch. Okay? Let's get into it, y'all. Hear what his bimbo got to say.
Again, against Iran last night. He says that they have been successful. Do you see any upside, any positive news for the security of the world in learning of the success of these strikes?
First of all, Casey, I want to express my gratitude that the pilots are all out safely and acknowledge the skill, the bravery, and the professionalism of all the military forces that were engaged in this military operation. But it's not an operation that should have ever been authorized by the president. He's
already been leaked, caught leaking classified information and had to be censored by Congress. So why in the hell was they going to let you know they moves, dog? Shut up. You sound stupid. Let's go.
In the absence of intelligence showing that Iran had made the decision to break out and build a bomb. The intelligence I've seen, and it's been limited, indicates that Iran had certainly enriched uranium but had not made the decision to build a bomb or pursue the mechanism of a bomb. And in the absence of that, this is not a strike that should have been ordered.
Well, it was a strike of just in case. It was a strike of F around and find out with this administration. Okay? Regardless if it was being built or going to be built, Trump said, all right, y'all want to threaten the U.S.? Let's go ahead and drop these on them things. Let's drop these on these things. Okay? So regardless if it was, what, something being made, whatever, they knew right then and there not to play with this president.
In watching Hegseth during that press conference this morning, we saw a lot of arrogance from the defense secretary. And as wars in the Middle East have demonstrated, arrogance is a deadly commodity.
Shut up.
We simply don't know what is going to occur now, whether Iran will retaliate, whether Iran was able to evacuate some of the enriched material from Fordo. There were commercial satellite images of trucks lined up at Fordo and leaving Fordo in the days preceding the strike. So a lot of questions, including the risk to American service members. In terms of, is there anything positive to come out of it? Yes. I mean, the destruction of these facilities is a positive in the sense that it will set back Iran's program. And look, this is a nefarious regime that is the preeminent state sponsor of terror. It should have never been pursuing a nuclear program. But it is very possible, and I think we have to anticipate, Iran now kicks out any inspectors. It leaves the non-proliferation treaty. And if it wasn't in a sprint for a bomb, it is now going to engage in a sprint for the bomb. So a lot of uncertainty. Finally, this was not constitutional. It was not lawful in the absence of a declaration by Congress. And so the administration should have come to Congress. We will have a vote on a war powers resolution.
Vote all y'all want
but
to.
There's a reason to bring this to Congress, and it is you want the Congress bought in.
Vote all y'all
you want the
to.
American people bought in on an action this substantial that could lead to a major outbreak of war.
So just to put a finer point on it, do you think the world is less safe this morning than it was yesterday? These strikes.
Eat your words up. Y'all go vote and make sure you drag Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Hakeem. Make sure y'all drag all them down there with y'all when y'all go have a little meeting. And this was before. Okay, y'all still want to have that meeting so y'all can be talking about, whoa, it's ceasefire. What y'all got to say now? What y'all finna meet on? This man stopped a war that y'all thought was saying was going to happen. We already knew. Come on. Now y'all better stop playing with my president. And another thing, this mission request needed silence, not another CNN leak for you bimbos. Let's keep this thing moving, y'all. Because this brings me to the end of the day. This brings me to the end of the clip. And I'm leaving it with Scott Jennings. Because I roll with him. You know what I'm saying? Now, he don't get no bimbo award, okay? Because this man knows how to ruffle feathers and get underneath people's skin. Because he speaks the truth. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We are almost at 100K. I want to know y'all thoughts, y'all. Let's chop it up in the comment section. Every last one of these bimbos is silent right now, and they get a bimbo award. They all get a bimbo award because now they all look like some big old dummies. And not only that, they asses have yet lost again. What's next? Because, baby, we keep on winning. We keep on winning, y'all. Sit back, relax, and let our President Trump cook. Okay, let him cook. He got it. Let him cook. This man got it. This man got it, y'all. With that being said, let's go ahead and get in the last video of the day. Coming straight from Government Eagleman. My president doesn't send pallets of cash to Iran. He sends them Operation Midnight Hammer. Big difference. Okay, big energy, big kahunas. Stop playing. Let's get into it, y'all.
I mean, the fact is we have a strong president, a decisive
Hell
president,
yeah.
the most lethal military in the world. And there's a huge difference between what's going on in Iran right now and what happened in Iraq
Tell him, Scott.
20 years ago. So I think having J.D. Vance out is great. I think having Marco Rubio out is great. I think the president bringing his whole national security team out and showing that, you know, the entire government here was operating in lockstep with great precision, great resolve, and the execution of this was flawless. It ought to give the American people a lot of confidence in the
They
confidence
do.
in our government right now as compared to what we had in previous administration.
And the implications of this is that they do escalate. They do
Here she go. Hang it off.
Americans abroad, and that we end up seeing a back and forth and war moving forward.
This is not an escalation. This is a de-escalation.
Well, Trump promised escalation.
This is not
Trump promised
First
escalation.
ever
And
use
Iranian.
of bunker busting bombs is not an escalation.
Because well, she said President Trump promised us peace. I ask you, can we have peace if Iran has a nuclear weapon?
Well, we had a deal, and
You're
Corruption.
I'm not litigating the
Corruption.
fact.
They have peace if they have a weapon.
He wanted
Answer the question, Bimbo.
to get back into that deal. He withdrew from that.
They were violating
and not only that, now he's trying to have another deal.
bribery.
Girl, shut up.